Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today is New Comic Book Day. Happy New Comic Book Day to all the other nerds out there. Love you guys. Today I got a bit of a haul. I'm going to show you guys what I got. I'm also going to talk about some books that I have read over the past week, and also I've already read a couple of my new comic books that I got from the store today, so I'll also be talking about those. First, we can go through our haul. So we got a pretty nice stack here. First, this is the main show of it all. This was my #1 pick of the week, and I've been super excited for this. Absolute Batman Annual issue #1. It's in the same universe as Absolute Batman. It's still connected to that storyline. It's just side stories essentially. This was really good. I read it as soon as I got home. It's essentially just Batman completely wrecking white supremacists. It's pretty brutal, but awesome at the same time. Basically, these white supremacists are going to this encampment, messing with the people that live there, trying to get rid of them, whatever. Batman comes in there and just starts completely wrecking them. Like, in this part, they're going after them, you know, he's saying white power, this and that. And then literally the next page, crack! Freaking Batman comes through, just breaks his arm. Wild. There's a lot of moments like that in this, just completely demolishing all of them. It's pretty awesome. Absolute Batman Annual #1. Fantastic read. If you're already a fan of the Absolute Batman series, this is right up your alley. You're gonna love it either way. Also, this is by Daniel Warren Johnson. I hear a lot about that man, Daniel Warren Johnson. I can kind of get the hype behind him between the artistic style and the storytelling for it all. I can see why there's a lot of fans of him. Absolute Batman Annual #1. Go pick it up, go check it out. Now, next on our haul list, y'all remember a couple videos ago I was talking about Green Lantern issue 1. I wasn't huge on it. It was all right. It didn't really grab my attention too much. But when I was in the store, I saw the other issues and I was just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get the second issue. So I went ahead and got Absolute Green Lantern issue 2. I am happy to say that it has gotten better for me. I enjoyed this a lot more than the first issue. I feel like it's expanding more on like what's going on, the kind of curse, I guess you could say, that Hal Jordan is dealing with right now. It's actually got me back into it, and I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens in these later issues. Absolute Green Lantern, it's okay. It's not bad. It's getting there. Hopefully it keeps amping it up, because it's not perfect, but hopefully as the issues go on, it gets better and better. Now I have my first Marvel Premiere Collection book, Daredevil Born Again. This is actually going to be my first Daredevil comic that I've ever read. That I can remember, at least. I've always been a huge Daredevil fan. I love Daredevil, even the Ben Affleck Daredevil. It's a goofy movie, but I still thought the character was cool. And the show, obviously, was absolute peak. The new Daredevil Born Again show reinvigorated my love with Daredevil, so I saw this. It was on sale, so I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get it. Get my head into some Daredevil. I'm really excited to read this, and I kind of want to, maybe in the future, compare the Marvel Premiere collections to the DC Compact editions, because they're both advertised the same way in regards to the compact versions. They're cheaper, they're just easy to take with you wherever you go. So I kind of want to do a video comparing the two, because I know that this one's a little more expensive than DC Compacts, but it also comes with a little more, so look out for that in the future. We can see if we can compare the two. Now we are moving on to Transformers. This is part of the Energon universe. I've been hearing so much about it. I've been wanting to get into the Transformers comics, but never really got the chance to. But I saw they had these trade paperbacks, different volumes and stuff, so I went ahead and got the first volume. I believe it collects the first 6 issues of Transformers. Super excited to read this. It's also another Daniel Warren Johnson story, backed by Robert Kirkman. I'm absolutely excited for it. I know it's going to be good. All I hear is good things about it. And honestly, the art style looks pretty cool too. It's a little bit more cartoony, I guess you could say, but I still think the art style looks really cool. So yeah, Transformers Volume 1. gonna be excited to read this and probably get the other volumes too. I'm slowly collecting all the different Absolute titles. It's kind of hard getting all the single issues, so I'm kind of resorting to getting either the trade paperbacks or the hardcovers. Transitioning into Absolute Wonder Woman. Found this. It's a nice hardcover book. Really pretty. This wasn't on sale, but I saw this. I wanted to get into Absolute Wonder Woman because I hear it's just as good as the other titles. So yeah, I got this. Excited to read it. This hardcover is really cool, by the way. So this is what the sleeve looks like for the hardcover. Pretty cool. And then the actual book itself. I believe this is the cover for one of the issues. I think it's like issue 3 or 4, it might be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's one of those. But I know this was one of the covers for one of the issues. On the back it just says Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm excited to see the different take that they go with on Wonder Woman, see how they change it up compared to the traditional version of Wonder Woman, just like how they changed up Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, all of them. Absolute Wonder Woman, excited for it. The Riddler Year One is a movie. It's a movie tie-in with the Batman movie that came out also in 2022. This was written by Paul Dano, the guy that plays the Riddler in the movie. Just that alone got me intrigued into it. I did hear about this when it first came out, but just never really looked much into it. I'm actually really excited to see where this goes and what Paul Dano had in his head for the character. I guess while filming it, he was making up his own origin story and he was telling Matt Reeves about it. And Matt Reeves was just like, yeah, you should make this a comic book. Like, it actually sounds good. So that's exactly what Paul Dano did. He made a book about it. But this is a nice little hardcover. Year One. It's got a very like creepy art style to it. This is without the sleeve. Riddler Year One. That doesn't even look like the Riddler, but whatever. But yeah, it's got a really creepy art style. Like, I mean, you can just open up to a random page and you can just kind of see. It's almost like a ghost story. Very dark, very brooding, very fitting with the Gotham that you see in the Batman. But yeah, Riddler Year One, excited to see it. I already talked about how I read Absolute Batman Annual issue 1 and then Absolute Green Lantern issue 2. I got these both today. Went ahead and read them like I said. Now these other 2 books I've been reading over for the past like week, I'd say so. First one was Infinity Gauntlet. This was my first time actually reading the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. I've only seen like snippets here and there from like social media and stuff like that. It was interesting to see how the movies took different pieces from the story and kind of made it its own. Because there's a lot of points within the story where I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my god, the movie pulled this straight out of the comic kind of thing. Like, here, I'm gonna show you real quick. Well, first you already, for spoiler warning, I guess, but Vision dies. But you get this kind of moment where Thanos just pulls the wiring out of Vision, kind of mirroring the moment in Infinity War where he takes the gem out of Vision's forehead. Thanos has pretty much destroyed all the other heroes because he's got the gems already, and he shatters Captain America's shield, almost kind of like how it was in the movie. It leaves Captain just kind of accepting the fact that he's lost, like they lost, and he's just gonna stand there and take what it is. So he's just standing there alone. Of course, Silver Surfer is on his way, but Captain America is ready to take Thanos' full might. Just like that moment where Thanos has his army and Captain America standing up on that hill, just ready to take them on his own. He knows he's probably gonna die, but he's gonna keep going. Doesn't matter. What I thought was really interesting about this, though, is the fact that death is a main factor in the book on Thanos' motivation. He's trying to get Lady Death's acceptance, and she feels like Thanos went over her head by getting the Infinity Gems and essentially becoming a higher being than she is. So now she is shunning him, and that's making Thanos go even crazier because he's like, I'm doing all this for you. But later on in the story, all these celestial beings come in, they all try to start fighting him, and it becomes just like this crazy cosmic fight between all these people. Like even the Beyonder, Galactus, different Celestials. It was a really fun read. Infinity Gauntlet, I know this probably goes without saying, but it's a top 10 Marvel story. If you haven't read it, read it like I have just now. Go for it. Now, next up, this one was a little bit of a thick boy. It took me a while to get. I have The Amazing Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt. Another trade paperback. It is a pretty thick one. It took me a little bit to get through it, but we got through it. This one was a little interesting to me. I kind of went into this a little blind. I didn't really know the full Kraven's Last Hunt story before going into this. This is also one of those collection editions that has a lot of issues that came out prior to the actual Kraven Last Hunt storyline. Kraven doesn't even really show up for me in this book, at least, until like the last third of it. Most of it was Peter kind of trying to figure out his life between Spider-Man and Peter Parker, like what he's gonna do with Mary Jane, because in this he also gets married to Mary Jane. But that comes after the fact of him kind of sorting out what he wants to do with his life and what Spider-Man means to him personally instead of the public eye. There's a lot of Hobgoblin in this too. Hobgoblin is kind of a big plot point in this story. It throws Peter into a whirlwind of whether or not he's doing the right thing, because his friend Ned Leeds is the Hobgoblin that he finds out in the story. Ned Leeds gets assassinated by KGB agents that were sent by the Foreigner, which causes problems with Wilson Fisk. It basically just sends Peter on kind of a journey figuring out what Spider-Man means to him. And then by the time they get married, him and MJ get married, Kraven finally shows up, puts all of those lessons that Peter learned in the first half of the story to the test, essentially killing Spider-Man using a tranquilizer, and Kraven taking on the persona of Spider-Man basically out of spite, just to be like, I'm better than you, I took you down, I took your suit, I could be a better Spider-Man than you. Obviously Peter comes back to life. Not very happy about that, putting a bad name on Spider-Man essentially. But by the time Spider-Man shows back up after he resurrects himself, Kraven's just like, I'm done, I've already won. I have nothing else to prove to you, which I thought was kind of badass, not gonna lie. He was like, nah, I already beat you. I took your suit, I took your name, I ruined your name essentially. I got nothing more. And then Kraven ends up at this point of being like, I have accomplished what I wanted to do. I am no longer angry at the world, essentially. I've beaten the spider, so I'm done. And spoiler alert, Kraven ends up killing himself because he's just like, I'm done, that's it. He feels like his life was finished in a good way, in his head at least. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I've been reading. My haul was pretty good. Pretty excited for what I'll be reading. I'll definitely probably do some more reviews on those in the coming days, maybe a week or so. Also keep an eye out on the DC Compact versus Marvel Premiere Collection. I do want to talk about that because I really do think there is some interesting points, differences between the two. I feel like it could sway certain people, especially if you're debating on getting something like the Marvel Premiere Edition versus say a collector's edition kind of thing. So it's just differences between them. I'll probably talk about it. Keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I appreciate all the love and support. Please keep a lookout for my future videos. Positivity, happiness, love. Peace out, guys. See you in the next one.